I guess my concern is moving forward. If Republicans are really entrenched and things weren't done right, and Democrats are really entrenched in things were done fine and everything was done right, and how do you guys work together on anything else? Because we saw on Tuesday what that leads to, where there's this divide and there's a shouting match, and I don't care who's doing the shouting. It looks bad for Pennsylvanians. It looks like you're not working together. And for folks who are, a lot of us are struggling right now. Unemployment. You got people laid off, especially with the mitigation efforts, and folks are looking to legislatures, whether that's on a national level or a state level, to get things done and to help. And if we feel like you guys can't even get through a swearing in, how should we have any confidence that you can do that going forward? What would you say to Pennsylvanians that are concerned about the ability to work together to move the state forward?
Yeah, that's a perfectly timed question, Ryan. I'm gonna tackle this from two different perspectives: the official side and the political side. From the political side, I'd say this: as a society, we need to get away from. We used to have the things that we kind of could retreat to, where we meshed us together: family, sports, where you shop, where you eat. And it seems like we've come to a place in society where we politicize everything, we demonize everything. And we can't have that. It's the glue that holds us together. It holds our families together. It holds our communities together. And quite frankly, if you don't even have that glue, you expect people then to go and work together as well. It's bad for our society, but something more important. It's a horrible example for our children to witness. The ones that we're trying to make society better for and hand the torch off to in the future. You know what it made me feel like on this past week? To have my 13-year-old son call me. He's confused. He's seeing what's going on TV, and he thinks it's dad's capital, right? Even though it wasn't.
Right.
And to hear the fear in his voice, that broke my heart. And we got to remember, it's not just my kids, it's everyone's children. What kind of example are we going to set for them moving forward? And for anyone who witnessed what happened the other day, or what's been going on for months here, if it didn't take you to take a step back and say, you know what, let's become problem solvers on behalf of our children and our families moving forward, instead of being political pit bulls right away and reverting right back into those talking points, there's something seriously wrong with you as an individual who didn't take a step back and think that. Now, from an official standpoint, not only what I just said, but we have to get back to the rules of law, following our Constitution, following the rules, simple as the rules of the Senate. Because as you saw on swearing in day at the state capitol, once the rules are diverted from, remember, those rules are designed to keep calm, to keep order, that everyone can have their say. But once you breach that, things devolve into chaos. And that's exactly what you saw happen that day. I will give my colleagues and our leaders great credit. They talked to individuals even before that, saying, you must stick to the rule of law, the rules of the Senate, and we're going to work through this procedurally. If we can't do that, and going back to the election thing, as you started off with, Ryan, we were in court in October, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
In a 4-4 split in the U.S. Supreme Court, they decided not to take our case. 4-4 split before Justice Barrett was put on the bench. There's no doubt that there were rules that were bent, not followed. The law wasn't followed. That's not in question. That's not to say that would have impacted the income of the race. Now, it's impacting the outcome of a local Senate race, right? You have to have a level playing field where we're all playing by the same rules. And you can't have 60 counties doing things one way and 7 counties doing things another way, and it's the same election. You can't do that. And so that needs to be settled, because once you have a level playing field, and if people would have known those issues were addressed going ahead of time, think of how much of the angst could have been removed from this process if that would have been addressed immediately, as it should have been. And it was not. And of course, people hang on to that thinking that could have been the entire game changer.